How's it going, everyone? It is Tuesday, May 28th, 2024, and let's get into the video of the day. I gave two picks last week, both day trades. We had FSLR long, and we had workday short. So we'll look at FSLR first. So here's a chart of FSLR on that day. Let's look at the market on that day as well. So the market, and you can ignore some of these AView app lines for right now. The market had a nice surge up earlier in the day, and I said, if it's showing some relative strength during a market pullback, then this stock could look pretty good. And we got our relative strength somewhere in here. Also, nice RSI alert. So around 125, there was an opportunity to take a long for the end of the day, and the stock didn't do too much until the end of the day. So pretty dead day in the market, but it held its own very well during this last little market decline. And then when the market found some support and started to surge higher, FSLR also started to move higher. So nice little win here. So if you took it somewhere right around, 273-ish, that's a nice hold. You could have even held it even until now, to be honest, because the stock has gone parabolic. So as a day trade, you could have had a small win, or you could have scratched out of the trade, taken an okay $1 or $2 win. But you never really took any heat on the position when you were over here. All right. Second one was workday. Let's look at this D1 very quickly here. So post earnings, bear, very weak. Lots of momentum, big change in the story of the stock. Huge gap down, gap and go move. And then we find some support right around somewhere here, around 224. And so I said, look, if we break the support at 224, then we're going to have a pretty nice move later in the day. And that's what happened. So your entry here was at the 1255 candle. And actually, in this case, you ended up having about 4 or 5 candles of entry here. But you can ride this all the way down, see this bearish engulfing candle, and then this red engulfing candle. That means we're still on track. Another bearish engulfing candle, we're still right on track. And the stock never actually gives away any of the gains. And you can even ride it down until the pop later in the day. So you could have taken gains anywhere here on workday, but I think the key over here is just getting in on the break of this break at the low of the day, because we know that there was some support at this level that buyers and sellers had to fight over. So I like 1255. I like 1. Get in here somewhere around, let's say 223, 223.50. And you have, because of this so much volume and ATR on this stock, I mean, you could have gotten a $3, $4, or $5 winner on this guy. So FSLR short, or sorry, workday short. My bad. I don't think you should be going short FSLR anytime soon. Both nice wins. Okay, so let's look at the market today on a D1 basis. Now we have, and let me see if I can make this big. Okay, well, maybe a little bit too big. But we, after this breakout here on the 15th, we've been compressing. NVIDIA earnings, gap up, big red candle down. We tested the low of this candle as well as the gap fill, found a little bit of support there. Now we've bounced up and we're sort of testing this prior range, this prior level over here. So we're still back in this longer compression. If you were to draw your lines around here, we're still mostly in this compression, and this candle was a bit of an anomaly with regards to that compression. But yeah, still very LPTE for most of the days, and I'm probably still going to recommend sticking to day trading or some very short-term overnight swing longs or swing shorts on very strong or very weak stocks. Because we don't want to be in too many positions right now. We don't know which way this thing's going to blow. There are opportunities in the short term, and we can take advantage of that in the meantime. We can also take advantage of any earnings time spreads that come up in the meantime, because those are market neutral activities. So long-term fundamentally, we're still a one bullish. The economy's still looking good, but has showed some signs of slowing down. We're going to monitor these next cycle of economic releases. Technically, we're still in that bullish trend. We did make a new high, even though it is, I think, a little bit marginal. We found support at this low. This is around the 100 SMA, and bulls are still in control. They don't have as much control as they had maybe over here, but they still have control. Now, on a shorter term time frame, I have been liking using the M30, the H1 here, just kind of seeing what's happening. Always have these lines coming in the way. So here's our range. You can see that actually we spend the majority of time in this 528 to 531. So this $3 range, we're spending pretty much the majority of our time in. If I were to draw that over here, not even like here, right? This is a pretty tight range that we're in. Outside of some news catalyst, that's the only thing that really propels us out of that range. And even with these NVIDIA earnings, we actually snap back into the range after that reaction on Thursday. So this range-bound structure tells us that we have to be cautious because, again, we could break it any way. We don't want to get stuck in too many positions. Get in and get out. Set passive targets, and don't push in your games. This is not the time to be adding aggressively to the positions. We don't have the right market conditions for that. So today, market had a small gap up close to this, not quite at the resistance level, but small gap up testing prior day high. We filled in this gap pretty quickly, and then we got a lot of choppy back and forth action on these candles. Let me just spread it out a little bit over here. I'll put up VWAP just so you guys can see. VWAP won't, it matters and doesn't matter on a day like this where the stock is just chopping, market is just chopping around VWAP. So we have this LPTE day. Market's going nowhere. Lots of tail, lots of bodies. We're going to get some sort of pop in one direction. So, excuse me. Game plan is as follows. One, we had an opportunity to find really strong stocks in the first hour, 40 minutes. If you didn't get in there, I am not taking any trades until we actually get some price action follow through on this next bear cycle. And so far, this bear cycle has not been producing. So I'm looking for stocks that are kind of compressing and are going to make a break of that compression. And here's one setup that I like a lot here. We're going to go look at ACN. Let's make these a good size here. And I'm going to give a long pick and a short pick of the day. So ACN, you can see gap down, tested this low, and this level right here on the daily chart is the low from April, I guess May 1st. So 298.10 is that low. ACN is right at that level, just chopping around, and I want to see it actually get through its low of the day and close on a red candle. You can see we have this pop up, gets faded, pop up, gets faded, a little pop up, gets faded again. And honestly, my guess is that after 3 of these bounces, see how short they're getting. We're probably going to get the breakthrough right now. Or in the next, I'd say 1 or 2 bars, I would suspect we get a breakthrough. So ACN setup is really nice. I like to wait for, again, a red candle to close below the low of the day, closing on its low. That's when we can enter the trade and we can get a nice win on that. Some bullish stocks. Let's see what we have in the pipeline today. AMD has been pretty nice. It was testing this high. Certainly has some room, getting some relative strength with chip stocks. ARM was looking decent earlier in the day. Purdue's pulling back. So this stock has made a pretty big run. I would wait for an LRSI pullback on this bear cycle. If it has a pretty weak pullback, we can get back in on this trade. HIMS was pretty nice earlier, but I just missed this move. The real entry point was over here. Now the stock has gone absolutely parabolic. No need to chase this guy. Wait for a pullback on this one. Create alert. LRSI. Oops, that's the wrong one. That's a bearish alert. What else is nice? I was looking at Crocs. Crocs has a little bit more work to do here, but very nice breakout on the D1. You see that it's actually giving some follow through on that breakout. There we go. There's ACN. So just like I said, breaching below that trend line. We're going to wait for this candle to close. We might even take the trade in the video, but I don't know if Tradier is back online. Tradier is being pretty annoying right now. VST, a little pullback, made a new high, kind of slowing down a little bit here. I personally took a nice overnight win on VST. FSLR still pretty nice. Slowing down a little bit here, but still looking pretty good. For a long pick, I am liking AMD quite a bit. I think I'm going to go with may go with ARM here. I really do like HIMS. Plenty of room as well to this high. Yeah, I'm going to go with HIMS on an LRSI pullback. So if we get a nice pullback over here, then we can take the trade and enter the stock. Yeah, get some sort of dip here. I wouldn't be chasing this stock right now, although it has beautiful price action. So yeah, I'd do HIMS long on an LRSI pullback. Let's write these guys down. An HA reversal pullback could also work, but I personally, on these strong moves, I like to wait for an LRSI pullback. It gives me a little bit more confidence that the move has ended, the pullback has ended, and then the next cycle is going on. With the HA reversal, I'm not as sure. Doesn't work for these parabolic stocks. It's a little better for those grinder stocks. And then ACN short day trade, which is the red candle closing on its low of the day. So let's take a look at ACN right now. I'm going to get my order ready. Yeah, we're poking below, but see this tail over here? So we don't want to see this tail. That tells us that there's still some buying over here. So not as crazy about this tail right now. Now, if we actually get some close below the tail, then I'll get short. But I want to see this close near its low. So has to do that in the next 20 seconds, which could happen. I'm not saying it won't happen, but I'd rather not. You won't have perfect entries on an LPT day like this for your day trades. So if it doesn't set up, you don't take the trade. So those are two picks, keeping it nice and short and sweet for the video back. Again, I think just the theme is be patient, right? When these compressions happen, they take some time to play out. You know, they take 2 or 3 weeks to play out. So we already had a week to play out last week. We're having another week this week. This is a low news week, not a lot of economic releases. The week after and the next 2 weeks after that are going to be pretty interesting. A lot of economic releases, FOMC statement as well. We're going to be gearing up for earnings season that's going to come up in July. So after that, we have a lot of economic releases. The market, this is kind of being priced in the market right now. We're just waiting for that news. We're not really moving anywhere. So keep it light, keep it short. All you need, again, on a day like this, you just need one excellent trade to make a good money. So thanks for listening, everyone. We'll take a look at how these trades did in tomorrow's video.